Hi, my name's Gail. I'm 60 years old, and earlier this year I moved from the US to Wuhan, China to teach English at a local university and explore this beautiful country. So if you've watched my other videos, I want to thank you so much for sharing this journey, first of all. And second, those of you that subscribed, oh my goodness, I'm just honored to have subscribers to my channel. I just started this about a month ago, so I'm really thrilled that people want to share in this journey. So thank you so much. But I want to say, if you watch my other videos, you know that my best friend came all the way from the US to China to meet me and to travel around. And we went to 5 cities. We went to Shanghai, Beijing, Xi'an, and now today I want to tell you about the 4th city, which is Chengdu, China. So I don't know what you think of when you think of Chengdu. I really didn't know much about Chengdu until I moved here, and then I learned, oh, Chengdu, that's where the pandas are. They've got this giant panda breeding research center, and so and Chengdu, it's the capital of Sichuan, so spicy food. So that was what was in my mind. But boy, did this city have a lot in store for us. That we were just really surprised by the city, and my friend felt like she could live there. She was like, whoa, if so far this is the city that I feel most at home at. And they've got an ancient side to it, and then there's this really modern side, but this weird laid back feeling. Wherever you go, you just kind of feel laid back. So it was a really great city. I'm excited to share it with you. I want to give you some perspective though. So you think about, here's 2 60-year-olds. It is really hot in China. And so in summer, it was 40 degrees Celsius, about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And we were lucky we didn't get a whole lot of rain on our trip, but this is our 4th city. And so we didn't get our normal outdoor pool time. Like how we like to roll is we like to do some stuff in the morning and then come back, eat lunch, and then hang out at whatever outdoor pool or beach that we're at, read our books, rest when in the heat of the afternoon, and then we like to go out at night and do some more exploring. So that's we got our rhythm that we like to travel. But we didn't get our outdoor pools because they don't have a lot of outdoor pools in China. And so we had some really nice hotels, but not outdoor pools. So our normal kind of rhythm of rest was thrown off. So by the time we got to Chengdu, we were kind of weary from just the heat. It was just so humid and hot. And traveling can be tiring. But anyway, so we got there, and I'll share with you how Chengdu surprised us with a fun little cool down adventure for us. And we were surprised by a few different things. So I'll share that in our video today. So thanks so much for watching, and I'm excited to share the 2.5 days we spent in Chengdu. We rolled into Chengdu about 2 p.m. and found another massive, clean, easy to navigate train station. This one had a huge restaurant section, and it even had a health center attached. My friend had booked the Ritz Carlton Chengdu. It was amazing. Ritz Carlton Chengdu. Beautiful walk-in closet. Beautiful bathroom. 2 sinks. A tub. Okay, this is a long video of, there's a toilet with a seat that opens on its own. Very modern. And then we go to here. Beautiful bedroom. Wine up there. Little writing desk on the 37th floor. Awesome view. It was only about $150 a night, and I think she probably had points that knocked us up to VIP status because we had food. They offered us food all day long, free food all day long, and the happy hours were free, and it was really nice. The buffets were incredible. They offered the Sichuan classics. The dinner buffet was only $30, and the breakfast buffet was, you just couldn't even eat all the food they offered, obviously. We enjoyed the hotel the whole first day just because we knew we had a big couple of days planned. So we stayed in the first night, enjoyed the dinner buffet, and then geared up for our next day to see the pandas. Chengdu is the home to the giant panda, so the next day we got up early, had an amazing breakfast, and called a DD car to the giant panda breeding research base. We got there by 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was already super hot and super crowded. The center is more than just a zoo. It's a world-leading research and conservation center. It covers about 760 acres, and the center features extensive natural habitats for pandas. Luckily, they have free shuttle buses available to transport visitors throughout this facility. Due to their success breeding these endangered species, it is the #1 reason most people come to Chengdu. Well, it was really hot that day. In fact, it was too hot for the pandas. So the only ones we saw were inside the air-conditioned buildings, and we were there for about 4 hours. It was crowded in there, but at last we found a less crowded spot and we got a good viewing of a panda. By that time, we were so tired and ready for ice cream and got our car ride home. We learned our lesson: visit the Panda Center in the cooler weather. I'd love to hear in the comments if you've been here and what month you came. I really want to go back. That evening, we headed to the Jiang River for our 4th boat ride in China. It takes you right through the heart of Chengdu, and we got a feel for the leisurely pace that Chengdu is known for. They call it China's relaxed capital. There's something so peaceful about watching the city from the water. It gives you time to just take it all in. As day turns to night, these riverbanks transform into this electrifying light show. The bridges themselves become works of art. If you need to take a break from the hustle, you've got to add this to your Chengdu itinerary. It is a perfect way to end the day. We only had one more day to see as much as possible in Chengdu, and we needed to find a way to stay cool. First on our agenda for the next day was Little Tibet, or Little Lhasa. Chengdu has been a gateway to Tibet for centuries, and you could really feel that influence here. We visited the beautiful Wuhu Shrine for some peace and quiet, and then we planned to explore the surrounding streets. The famous Jinli Street is often called Little Tibet. This was one of the oldest commercial streets in China, and now it's packed with stalls selling Tibetan crafts, prayer flags, and some of the most unique street food you will ever find. The energy here is completely different than anywhere I felt in China. We felt like we were in another world. It's a tiny, immersive cultural detour without ever leaving the city. It just reminded us of how diverse and connected this part of China really is. We left Little Tibet and we took a car through the city where we saw some of the most interesting architecture. It was so modern. Chengdu is the capital of Sichuan province, and it's also known as the fashion capital of China. Chengdu is an ancient city with a history that goes back over 4,000 years. It was a major stop on the Silk Road and has been a cultural and economic hub for millennia. Let's talk about the sheer size of this city. It is 14,000 square kilometers, and it has a population of over 20 million. Yet, it's often called the future city because of its gleaming skyscrapers and interesting architecture. They even have a twin towers with a nightly light show that creates a glowing spectacle of technology and art. And now for the crazy part. We learned that Chengdu has the largest shopping mall in the world, the New Century Global Center, and we had to see it to believe it. This is officially the largest building in the world by floor area. Its size is 1.7 million square meters or 18 million square feet. For scale, it's larger than 3 Pentagons, or it could hold 20 Sydney Opera Houses inside of it. It's not just a mall, it's a city within a city. Inside the building, there's a full-sized indoor water park with a beach and a fake sun. There are hotels, hundreds of shops, an ice rink, a metro stop. It's crazy. You could get lost in here for days. Well, you guessed it. With this heat, we spent our afternoon cooling off at the indoor water park. We just had to say we swam in the world's largest building. Our afternoon swim was the perfect way to cool down on a hot and muggy day, and it gave us just the energy we needed for our evening spent in Kuan Zai Alley, or Wide and Narrow Alley. This area is made up of 3 ancient alleys dating back to the Qing dynasty: Wide Alley, Narrow Alley, and Well Alley. But here's the cool contrast. It's been restored now, and now it's an amazing blend of the old and the new. You've got ancient tea houses and opera houses right next to funky modern boutiques and coffee shops. We were able to walk around for a couple of hours. The alleys just kept going on and on and on, and they were all so different and quaint. We did some serious people watching here, and we had a delicious dinner at a traditional Sichuan restaurant. We also bought some cute little souvenirs. It was historic, vibrant, and simply charming. the perfect way to end our time in Chengdu. So that was the end of our 2.5 days in Chengdu, China. We both loved the city. I would love to hear any comments or questions you might have. Please drop them below. You know, if you've been there or if you have questions about Chengdu, it was a lot of fun. One thing we did not get to do is we didn't get to see that Twin Towers light show. Apparently there's this famous light show at these Twin Towers, and it's supposed to be just spectacular. And we just didn't have the energy. We had to cut something out. We chose the boat over that. And so definitely I want to go back, hopefully, if I can, and see that at some point. But if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate all the likes and subscribes, and I think those of you that subscribe know how the YouTube algorithm works, so I just appreciate the support so much. Our last and final stop on our summer vacation trip was the famous Jiang Mountains. So I am looking forward to sharing that trip with you, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.